Like up the Danny Boy here. We are back on the New World map. During round 3, this is Diesel race number 2. The guys have got their, or the trains even, have got their 4 Westfleet carriages. They are ready to rock and roll. Had to bring them out slightly further this time, just so I could get them all lined up. They are set to go to Clock Wallow. I just need to start them. It will be interesting to see this British train on this race and see how it gets on. I have no doubt in my mind that the American and Chinese train will do well. We shall have to wait and see. So they are ready to go. So in 3, 2, 1, we are off. Listen for the whistles. Or the horns even. It would have been a whistle during steam train times, but now it's a horn in diesel and electric times. Right, so they are off. The American train I thought would have been away. It is slightly out in front. Chinese train is keeping up though. French train, extremely slow acceleration. That might be a problem for him, especially if the British train and the rest of the trains can get away from him. They are coming round though. Let's get a decent view as it comes. They come past this little mountainous area here. There we go. Spectator's view as they round. Well, it would actually be the second corner. Looks like Chinese train in first. Second, the American. Russian in third. German fourth. British fifth. And French train in sixth. Yes, the other, he's a whole 2 carriages behind. So let's just see how they get on. The German and British train seem quite evenly matched. The Chinese train is in front. He may be going to reclaim his podium first place there as they head round this slightly slower corner, slowing down for that section. But all of the trains will have to slow down for that section, so let's bring you up in first, because you kind of are in first. You are in second. You may be going to take first place. It looks like the French train is flying up the outside there. Wow. The Russian train slowed down and the British train slowed down, so we now have the French train in first in a surprise flanking maneuver there. Excuse me. Wow, my throat is kind of sore today. Right, I think it's with all the hay fever problems I've been having. So let's have a look. Chinese train is coming up, possibly to pass the German train, possibly to pass the French train. The British train is still in the mix there. The Russian has sort of fallen behind. I do believe it will come back at some point though. These 4 sort of going head to head, or heads to heads at the moment, as they enter the tunnel and disappear from sight. Let's go down here and see who emerges victorious out the other end of the tunnel. Chinese train? Nope. French train still in first. German train keeping up there. British train still in the sort of middle of the pack. Russian train looks to be gaining on the... Who have I actually got in first? These trains are so close together. French train is falling behind. The Chinese train is away. You are now first. The American train is now second. The French train in third. German train in fourth. British train there. About to lose its 5th place position, but we'll leave it up there for the moment. They are heading downhill. They should get some speed up. Looks like the Chinese train's going to pass 95 miles per hour, which is the British train's top speed. Nope, it didn't. It slowed down. I do think the British train is going to lose out at the halfway point when they enter the long straight section of the course. So it looks like Russian train has crept in this side. These guys is in the left hand side. I'll have to slow down. It's hard to tell. It definitely looks as though the Russian train is just a nose in front. It may even be going to take third position. So where is the other end of the tunnel? Let's go to the first place train. The Chinese train at the moment reclaiming his title. Quite a fair bit out in front. The American train is still there though. It does have that 110 miles per hour top speed that it will be able to use on the straight section, perhaps to pass the Chinese train. We will have to wait and see. Looks like we've got a development here. It looks like the Russian train has sneaked up into third. So you're third. Yes, there is the Russian train there. Okay, right, so you are... The French train is currently in last. The British train is trying to get up into fourth. It looks like they may be gaining on the Chinese train, or certainly the American train is catching up on the Chinese train. As they head around here. Ooh, it's a hell of a corner. French train is losing out, so we'll swap you. French train and last. German train is there. You're still in fourth. How was first looking? It's up to 61 miles per hour. It's going to head through that tunnel section. The American train is hot on its heels. These guys are sort of battling for third position. Will the Class 47 get an extra point here? Who knows? Who knows? How far do they have to go before they hit the straight? It's right there. After this corner, they'll be able to head out into top speed. If they can get top speed. Right, they are starting to space out slightly. The British train is sort of falling behind slightly. It is still up there. It really needs to make all the distance it can in this section, because once they come to the top speed section, the other trains will leave it. Right, how are you getting on in second? You are a fair bit of distance away from first, but also a fair bit of distance away from second, which looks to be, or third place even, but looks to be the German train now. French train coming up. It can carry more speed through this outside line of this turn. It will have to slow down in this inside section, and the other trains will have to slow down in that inside section. So the British train is not down and out yet. It's still hanging on there. Right, my positions are all screwed up. German train in third. Russian train is currently last at the moment. I'll leave these three where they are, because that could possibly change entirely as we go on. Looks like the American train has gained a slight bit of distance on the Chinese train. And third place, fourth place and fifth place have gained a slight bit of distance on the American train as they head through. How is first looking? He is up at 56 miles per hour. They are approaching the straight section over here. Still a few turns to go, a few twists and a few turns left before they hit that straight section. The British train needs to do all it can to sort of get up there. It is in sort of a middle track, so it does sort of have the best of both worlds. As they come up here, there is a extremely tight left-hand bend that this first place train is going round. He's on the outside track, so he'll do okay. Slowed down to 49, this train 47, 45, 46, 44, 48. So each train losing a slight bit of speed there. American is still on him though. They've only got one large crest and turn to go before they hit the straightaway. If the Chinese train gets enough distance on the straight, it may very well win. Right, you are in third. That is perfect. British train is in fourth. French train is last, and Russian train is about to take fourth place, it looks like. Or is it? He is up at 76 miles per hour. He has passed the British train there. He has also passed the German train there. The Russian train, the TEP 150, is a newer train, so you would expect its acceleration to be better than these sort of older numbers. The Chinese train is way out in front. They are about to pass 95 miles per hour. When they do, the British train will suffer. There's the first one. Russian train passed 95. British train is at 95. French train is now at 95. So as you can see, he's slowly starting to gain on the British train. Will it get past though? It should get past. It is a long straight. The next corner is just over this ridge here. Now can you stay in first? This train here, the American train, is up at 110. It looks like our French train is about to pass our British train. Where the floating bush is still on the go. I forgot about the floating bush. Now, who is actually third? The Russian train is third, German in fourth, British train still in fifth, just. Although this train went round the first corner and did not slow down at all. Either did second place. British train losing its fifth place there, which I did suspect was always going to be a thing. Now, where do you slow down? Must be this corner here. Yep, definitely going to be slowing down now. The American train did have to cut a tiny bit of speed there. Clip through the trees there. There we go. So these two well in front. It's just a question of who's going to win. These guys are still going at top speed, unfortunately for the British train. They are approaching the corner now though. He might be able to claw some distance back. Looks like the French train is gaining on the German train as well, which is odd, because he had a top speed of 100 miles per hour. Come on there, class 47, get up there. You can do it. I have faith in you. Right, there, first and second are heading up the hill. Going at 80 miles per hour. Around this corner where they did slow down slightly. Very nice. Heading into the tunnel, the Chinese train is going to have to slow down quite a lot for this corner. Let's see what is happening. And last, you are gaining on the French train. And the German may pass the Russian train going into this right hand corner here. British train just creeping in the background there. Right, where is first? Is this where I think it is? There is this bridge over here, which is extremely straight. Although during the steam race, the engines, the locos, really did struggle to actually gain speed while climbing the bridge. In fact, I think more than a couple actually lost speed trying to haul the consist. Now these diesels shouldn't be too much of an issue. They should manage to haul it no problem. They've got more power, but whether it affects the standings, only time will tell. Whoa, where are you? Ooh, French train having a bad day. Also looks like the British train's having a bad day as well. How did you stop? I think it might have been the glitch. I didn't actually notice. I'll have to go back and look at that. The French train was doing well. It did have a corner, a sort of tight corner, a kinked section in that tunnel where it would have had to slow down quite a lot. But this German train also would have gone past the same kinked section, so would the rest. Although the ones on this further right hand side of the track should have had it a little more easier than the ones on the left hand side of the track. They are approaching the uphill bridge climb now. The French train may be able to get back. We'll just have to see how things go. There doesn't seem to be any issue with this sort of weird glitch that happens when the steam trains are on the go. It just seems to be the diesels and electrics, mostly the single units, that have this sort of glitch where they basically stop. They come right down to about 10, 17 miles per hour and then they start again. So I can't see anywhere else. This train here is down to 55. I think it was just a corner. How are you getting on, French train? No, they're still there just in front of you. See, it's corners like this where they slow down. The rest fly out past it on the outside. Right, where is our leader? Are you completely clear of second? Not quite. We'll have to see when you come to the bridge section. Not this section, but this section here. You can see it from this angle that it is a rather steep climb. So they're going to have to get up there. Is everything still as it should be? Yes, Russian train looks like it might get a third. It's definitely got the better acceleration, the newer sort of train. British train hanging in there. French train is there. Are you about to start the climb? You are. Now the Chinese train is quite fast. It is also rather powerful. So if it struggles to get up here, down to 69. You can hear the engine really going for it. Up to 70. The American train also struggling. This might be the British train's time to shine. Looks like the Chinese train is only getting to about 75, I would say, by the time it reaches the top of the hill. The American train still at 69. The German train is doing exceptionally well at climbing this beast. He's managed to keep a top speed of 73. Can he get another 1 mile per hour? The British train remaining at 67. It looks like the French train is about to start its climb now. You might be almost finished. You are almost finished. Okay. The German train is creeping up on that Russian train. First place for the Chinese train. Well done. The American train also struggled getting up the mountain. And I think the electric trains will struggle as much. They may do. Right, so a second place for the American. Looks like third for the Russian. We will stop you there. Is that a third for the Russian? The German train is hot on his heels there. We shall stop. Third place for the Russian. Fourth place for Germany. Fifth place for the British Rail train. The French train also struggling to get up the hill there. I think that's 2 races in a row he sort of had a bad day, we'll say. Which is a shame because the French are in need of points. Fifth place for the British train there. It's going to probably remain in last, I would say. I now have to go and catenary all the track for the electric races. And there's always a tiny little sliver of track that gets missed. And one of the trains refuses to go because there's a piece of unelectrified track. It is a real nightmare, but I'll just have to deal with it. It eventually comes good in the end. Last place for the French train getting in there. So there you have it, the Chinese train regaining his position in first, the American train in second. We will go to the points table and see how they get on. We will also be able to look at the diesel championship points and see where each country is sort of sitting after round 3. And here they are now. So the Chinese train again reclaiming its first place position. The USA getting up there in second for 5 points. The Russian securing a third for 4 points, and the German in fifth for 3. The British train clawing away from last position there. It got up to fifth, and the French train that seemed to have had a problem. It did seem to have an issue that sort of slowed it down weirdly. In last position there, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll be better in the next race. But that is it for the race table. Let's go to the championship table and see how the countries and trains are currently standing. So the Chinese way out in front with 35 points. The USA closed in second with 31. Russia and Germany tied for third place with 19 points. France still definitely in it with 14, and Britain with a woeful 8 points. A real shame for them. Just doesn't have the top speed. But that is it for the diesel races of round 3. As always, if you did watch this and you'd like to leave a like, dislike or comment, please feel free to do so. And if you'd like to see more, if it's happening in the future, then hit that subscribe button. Next up will be the running of the electric races. But until then, I've been Danny Boy. This has been Transport Fever at the races on the New World Map. And I will catch you later.